Hey, RJ from Media World, and welcome to my final Doctor Who Weekly review. We've had 6 fantastic weeks of Season 7 so far of this current series, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed doing these reviews, really enjoyed talking about Doctor Who and sharing my knowledge and sharing my passion for the series. This episode today was called The Angels Take Manhattan, a final send-off for Amy and Rory's characters. They've left the show now, they're gone, their characters have left Doctor Who for good, and wow, fantastic ending. Personally, I thought it was a really good ending. I thought it was a really good episode, really strong one, really emotional at times as well, and I really enjoyed it overall as an actual episode, and it's been a really fantastic series. I really enjoyed it, and it's been a top-notch, really well done. Stephen Moffat, thank you very much for delivering an amazing series. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a spoiler review on this episode, as I've been doing the past couple of weeks. I've talked about the character storyline, anything that's important to mention, of course, when talking about this episode. I'm not going to be using any footage, of course, for BBC copyright, purposes and all that stuff. So yeah, can't really do anything about that. So yeah, let's talk about The Angels Take Manhattan. The storyline for The Angels Take Manhattan is about the Angels taking Manhattan. It's another one of those episodes where it actually tells you what actually the episode is about, kind of thing within the title. Yeah, quite clever twist in a sense. Yeah, really fantastic episode. I thought the storyline, basically, of course, Amy and Rory are traveling the Doctor again. They're doing the kind of what they usually do. Of course, they're in New York. Rory goes out for a couple of coffees, bring back to the Doctor, of course, and he gets taken by an angel, sent back through time to like the 50s or something. Manhattan, New York 50s, and some weird things are going on, something along those lines. And of course, the Doctor has to go back to try and find him. And it's quite interesting because the angels are actually taking over, I think, at the 1950s Manhattan, and kind of consuming lots of people, sending them back through time and kind of feeding off their energy. And they've set up this kind of, kind of hotel area which they can actually kind of feed upon that energy over and over again with certain victims they have. So it's a lot more kind of expanded on the whole kind of angel storyline, and we find out a huge part and huge characters and what these characters are going through. And personally, I thought this was a really fantastic episode. I thought the storyline was actually very, very good and very interesting. Yeah, it was quite complicated in some areas, but to be perfectly honest, I actually felt it was a really blast to watch through. It was really interesting. It kept me guessing, kept me thinking, and I really, really enjoyed what the actual episode had to offer in terms of characterizations and stuff, and action, and with the angels, we found out even more about them. I love the fact that they've gone back to that kind of taking them through time in a sense, because within the 2-part episode within season 5, they just basically just killed them. They didn't really do anything really. They just they're trying to hunt them, but they actually just killed them or used them or something. But instead they've gone back to the original kind of concept within like the Blink episode, and you blink, you're gonna die in a sense. They travel back through time, but they've actually Stephen Moffat has expanded upon that idea within the of course the Blink episode back within season 3, I think it was, and taken to a whole new idea, a whole new story, a new concept, and it was very interesting. It was very intriguing. I felt some parts of the storyline was a bit out there. Some parts didn't really need to be there, but to be perfectly honest, I felt it was a very well written episode. It's definitely something you need to watch more than once. I actually really liked it. I really enjoyed it as an actual whole episode. There is some things about the episode which I thought could have been better. For instance, the kind of giant Statue of Liberty angel, which I thought was a really cool idea, but they only used it really twice in the episode. It was kind of a missed opportunity in a sense. I would like to have seen a bit more of a showdown with that or something. It didn't really explain, what it was. Why is there a giant, huge statue? I mean, I know the fact that they're everywhere, statues are everywhere in a sense, and I like the idea of that, and it's very creepy, very suspenseful, but why have a huge statue and not really use it? That's one of the kind of the negatives about it. There is one thing about it with the episodes which kind of took me at the moment a little bit, which I felt they shouldn't have really done that, but at the same time I still liked it. I don't know, it's weird. Now, bit of a spoiler alert if you've not seen the episode, I apologise. It's the scene where Rory's about to sacrifice himself, and Amy kind of joins him. They just jump off the actual roof to create this paradox to kind of destroy the angels and stuff. I thought that was really clever, and I felt that was really bold and brave of them. And to be honest, I would have liked that to be in the actual ending, in my personal experience. I think we know this is going to be the last episode of the Ponds. We've been building up to this, this episode. It's been advertised. We know it's going to be the last episode, and then all of a sudden, look, it kind of cuts to the graveyard, and it just something else happens. I felt it's like you got two ideas there, Moffat, but you don't know which one to pick, so you pick both in a sense. I would like to have just had, just stick to the one or the other, to be perfectly honest. Them sacrificing themselves, taking off the roof. It would have been a huge emotional for the Doctor, massive emotional. Destroy the aliens. Doctor would have been in ruins. It would have been, oh my god, what the heck just happened? And that would have been a huge send off for them. They would be like, whoa, they sacrificed each other for the greater good in a sense. But then he just cuts that completely and he gets to the graveyard scene, which I still think is really, really emotional. I think it's really, really sad at the same time, when they kind of appear at the graveyard and then Roy's vanished and there's an angel there, and Amy just kind of blinks her eyes and vanishes also, and tries to join Rory back in time, kind of thing. Really sad and really emotional for sure. Scene. I thought that was, wow. The Doctor's like, I can never see you again, kind of thing, and just crying and emotional. I thought that was brilliant, well acted, really fantastic performance. But you can't have that. You can't have two scenes. It cut me out that moment completely for a sec. I was like, holy shit! And all of a sudden, oh, okay, fine. Oh, back to the crowd. Yeah. It's just like, that's all. That's my minor fault about it, perfectly honest. I'd rather that to have been the actual ending, because I think that would have been, it would have been fucking dark, but good, very, very good. So yeah, that's kind of some of my minor faults about the episode. Apart from that, I felt the storyline was really well done. I like the Angel storyline. I like to see them back again. I like the idea there's kind of breeding victims in a sense, and they send them back through time so they can kind of feed off their energy. It's kind of like a very dark kind of the Angels are kind of gone intelligent a bit. I love the fact that the Doctor can't break through that entire kind of city in a sense. He's trying to break through that. Because there's so much time distortion within that type of city. He has to find a weak signal to break through. I love that kind of. I love it when the TARDIS gets destroyed a little bit, and smoke's coming out of it and sparks. I think it's a really exciting episode. It's a good stuff, yeah. This episode I really, really enjoyed. The storyline I thought was really well done, apart from a couple of little minor things I didn't like about it. But yeah, I thought the ending was really emotional, really sad, and huge send off for them, and just. They were meant to be together, Amy and Rory. This episode, we mainly have our main characters. We, of course, have the Doctor, Amy and Rory. We have returning guest star, River Song. We have a couple of kind of, minor characters which don't really, serve a purpose. They're just kind of there, to be scared or to get killed off or something. Of course, this episode is the last episode for the Ponds, for Amy and Rory. So their performance levels are really fantastic. Now, I'll start with, of course, Amy and Rory because, this is the last episode. For Amy Pond, Callan Gilligan's performance as as a last character last episode, I thought was really fantastic, really emotional. Of course, she's great as ever. She's funny at the start. I like her, and I thought as the episode went on, I thought, wow, you are really good. She's a really good actress. I really like her performance, and I think she's really learned a lot from beginning of season 5 all the way to this episode. Her acting skills have got massively better over time, and I look forward to seeing her doing other projects and other stuff and movies. Maybe it'd be really fantastic. So yeah, she did a really great performance in this episode. I thought she was really good and really emotional, especially the last couple of scenes. The Doctor. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Of course, we've got Rory in this episode, played by, of course, Arthur. Yeah, he's the same as I've said in the past, episodes, past reviews and stuff. His character, he's got better over the seasons, and I really liked him. I liked him a lot in this episode, to be honest. I think he's grown on me as an actual character, and I love the fact he's just willing to sacrifice himself. I love the scene where he's on the top of the roof, of course, he's like to sacrifice himself, got that paradox, and the fact that he can't, be taken, and like die for 30 years and all that stuff, live there in that room for 30 years, he'd rather just die and all that. And I love the fact that he's like bringing up, would you do it to me, kind of thing, if you ever loved me, you will push me, kind of thing. And I thought that connection with that episode was amazing. That love story was absolutely fantastic. Of course, you got the Doctor in this episode called Matt Smith. Of course, his performance is yet again fantastic. I thought his performance was really good in this episode. I really like some of those scenes, some of the emotion. I love the fact that when he sees that book and there's spoilers going to be in the future, and he reads the titles and he says, Amelia's final farewell. I thought that was, whoa. He was like, oh, because he can't take it, you know. He gets angry, he gets upset because he knows it's a fixed point. He can't change it otherwise. And you know, I really like his performance. You know, he's a doctor, which, you know, he knows this was going to happen. He knows this was going to come, and you know, he can't lose them in a sense. I love the fact that happens. You know, it is quite sad, to be honest. And you know, I love the fact he's in the TARDIS. He's just alone again. He's just broken, and you know, they are saying to him, their final message to him is like, you know, don't be alone. Don't, you know, find someone else. And you know, he will eventually, you know, the Doctor always does, but you know, they meant something to him massively. So you know, his performance was absolutely fantastic. You know, I love some of the final scenes, you know, especially land at the start, you know, all of it was great. So Matt Smith, fantastic work yet again. And of course, we have a returning character, River Song, first appearance in this season, and it's really great to see her again. It's really great to see her this kind of point in time and space, in a sense. You know, a lot of relationship in this episode, you know, her and the Doctor. You know, it's kind of like they have been married for a while now, in a sense, and they kind of just, you know, bantering, you know, sweetie, all that stuff, and honey, I'm home. I love the fact he's in the TARDIS. He's kind of getting all dressed up, putting his bow and stuff, and you know, I love the idea of that. It's really, really funny, and I love the kind of the little chats they do, especially when she says she's got released on parole or something, you know, from the prison, because in past seasons, you know, she's been in prison for a long this time, and she's been released now because you know, apparently the person that she supposedly killed, you know, never even existed. You know, I love the fact the Doctor's been going out there, kind of, you know, deleting records and, you know, erasing, you know, facts and knowledge about him, you know, so the universe is kind of blind to the Doctor now, in a sense. You know, they don't know who he is now, and I love the fact they relate that to season 6. You know, he's got too noisy, got too big, and he's quieted down. He's gone back to a certain tone. I like that. You know, nice, like the references, definitely, for sure. Overall performance was yeah, just as good as it usually is. You know, nothing amazingly special. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of emotional kind of ending with her also, you know, with Amy. I love the fact that they do kind of like, you know, hold each other's hand, and she understands, he kind of lets her go in a sense. But I would like to see a bit more emotional connection. Maybe, you know, maybe when they do kind of fall off, you know, she's kind of broken hearted as well, because, you know, I thought, you know, they are her parents. You know, I'd like to see a bit more performance for her, maybe a bit more emotional connection, I suppose. But yeah, that's kind of a minor fault again about the episode. You know, I felt some bits were about kind of missed in a sense, but performance was pretty decent, as it usually is. I thought it was funny. I love the banter between the Doctor and stuff. You know, I liked some of the kind of quotes and lines, you know, between Amy and Rory and all that stuff, and it's very good. I like it. It's done well. So yeah, the rest of the cast, yeah, fairly decent. You know, standard kind of actors. You know, people that you don't really know in a sense. They're the main kind of characters in this episode. So yeah, the acting performances I thought was really well done. So I'm going to give the Angels Take Manhattan a hit or miss. And the reason I give it a hit or miss is because after the episode finished, I had a couple of discussions with a few friends of mine on Facebook, and actually generally quite shocked at how many people kind of didn't get the episode, or thought it was disappointing, or they felt it was, you know, misleading or too complicated, or could have been better, you know, in some respects. And it was very interesting to kind of, you know, get that kind of discussion. I felt it was a really good episode myself. I will admit that it does have flaws in the episode, and there's some parts that wasn't very used well, but I still think it was a very good episode. Usually I would give this a stamp of approval for sure, but I think the audience is going to be split in this episode. You know, some people will love it, some people will hate this episode. Some people think it's just disappointing overall. For me, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. You know, this has been a really great series so far. You know, there's 6 fantastic episodes, really well done episodes. You know, I think this episode could have been a lot more worse, big time. They could have contradicted something. They could have, you know, done something which really pissed me off. But they did something really well. They took the idea of the angels, and you know, they said one last farewell to the ponds, and I think it was delivered something very well done for sure. So that's been the Angels Take Manhattan review. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Have you seen the episode? What did you think? Did you think it was disappointing? Did you like it? Do you think it was confusing? You know, love to know. Comment down below. Let's have a discussion based upon it. And if you want to, name your favourite episode so far. Of the 6 episodes, name your top 3 episodes of the season so far. Top 3 episodes of The Asylum of the Daleks, Town Called Mercy, and The Angels Take Manhattan. 3 fantastic episodes. They're my top 3 so far of this series. really looking forward to the Christmas special. Saw kind of a brief trailer at the end of the episode, and yeah, I'll be definitely reviewing that also, and of course the rest of the series next year, along with the 50th anniversary special. So exciting stuff away from Doctor Who for sure. So yeah, that is it. That is my end of my Doctor Who weekly reviews. Hope you enjoy watching these videos for the past couple of weeks now. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed doing them. Do you have any suggestions for what kind of videos I should do next? Maybe Dexter season 7 is going to be starting soon, of course in America. Of course I'm watching them online. Yes, I know I shouldn't, but I'm too much of a bigger fan to wait, so I'm going to be doing them, and I'd most probably be reviewing them. Most likely I'll do probably a week by week basis. That could be something I could do. If any suggestions, comment down below, love to know. So in the meantime, it's Andrew from Media from DV, signing out.